Hey everybody, Glenn here, a cowboy. Okay, how about this? Awesome Nokia Lumia 920 Windows phone, right? I'm playing around with that, and I have Windows 8, and I just want to touch on something here that I discovered. They're not really too clear on what you do with this phone, but I want to show you. Alright, I've been playing around with it. Now, for those of you that have a Windows phone, and you had the Windows Phone 7, and you had a Zune account like me, right? I had one of the original Zune accounts where I was getting 10 song credits a month for a... originally I was paying the $14.99 a month, and then they started offering a annual subscription, so I paid that. It was $149.99 for the year, and you got 2 months free when you did it that way. I still got my 10 song credits a month, and some of you may have got duped into taking the newest one that they had released, where you could get an annual subscription for $99. When I called Zune and asked him about it, he told me that if I went with that one, I would not have 10 song credits a month, and I think it only allowed one device to be connected to the account. I said, no, I don't want that. I have 3 devices. I had, at the time, 2 phones, and my brother had an HD Zune player. So he had a cheap-ass BlackBerry phone, and how many of you missed those BlackBerry phones? Oh, let me show you right here. This is what I'm talking about. How many of you missed one of these phones? Do you still have one? Are you still using one? I'll tell you what. If you're still using one of these cheap-ass, slow phones where every time you went to do something, it had a little clock hand that went around in circles while it was trying to think of what it was going to do, because it had like not a full processor, probably a half of a processor in it. So comment down below at the bottom of the screen right underneath this video over here. Let me know if you still got one of these. This is a BlackBerry Bold 9650 from Verizon. If anybody would like this phone, I'd be willing to give it to you for free of charge. I'll send it to you. You can have it. So anyways, that's that. So anyway, so you remember the Zune accounts, right? Now that I have Windows 8, I've got the Xbox Music Service, and you really have to have Windows 8 if you're getting one of these Windows Phone 8s. Oh, let me show you real quick. This is so awesome. Look at this. How many of you have a Nokia Lumia 920? If you're watching this video, write down here in the comments. Let me know. Let me know how you like the phone. Here's my red Lumia 920 right here. Look at that. Camera lens on the back right there. Dual flash right here. Nice. I love it. You know, your power buttons, right, your volume buttons right here. There's your power button. Dedicated camera button. Let me just turn this on for you. So you guys can drool. I know I was doing that. Every time I looked at a YouTube video or a video of the 920, I drooled my ass off. And we turn this nice, awesome phone on, and look at this. Now, this here is the lock screen, and I've got it set to work. It takes my pictures off of Facebook and uses it for a start screen. So it randomly goes through my Facebook photos and puts it on the start screen. Look at this. Love it, love it, love it. Look at that phone. Isn't that gorgeous? But let me tell you what. Since I've been playing with this phone and with the Xbox Music Service, okay. Now you remember how the Zunes worked, right? You started off with, you connected your device, you downloaded music, right? It was all plain and simple. You went to the marketplace, you looked up your artist, and you downloaded songs, and then how did you do it? You took that song and you either dragged it down to the bottom and put it into the device that way, or you right-clicked on it and you click sync with, and mine was sync with Cowboy 620, so it synced it with that device and it put it in. That was fine. It worked great. Easy. Well, Xbox Music is a little bit different than what we're all used to. If you're used to the Zoom format and how you did Zoom, Xbox is a little bit more trickier. And you know what? I would kind of like to show you, but I can't get into it because I haven't figured out how to close an app out and keep it going. If I close out of this app, it's going to close out the video, so I don't want to do that. So I could have done it another way, but I'm using an app right now that's called YouCam. So if you're on Windows 8, go to the store and go look for an app that's called YouCam. I don't remember if I found it. I think I found it under what was it? Pictures and videos, I think, or music and videos. One of them. But look for the app that's called YouCam. I tried using the original, the one that says camera that comes with Windows 8. Every time I tried to record a video, it would record like a 1-second video, and that's it. Every time, no matter what I did. I'm like, boy, what's going on with this? So I went and uninstalled the app. I went and re-downloaded it. Now it works fine. But in the process, I was kind of pissed because it wasn't working right. So I went to the marketplace. I went and got what I needed. I found this app called YouCam. Fantastic. When I'm done recording this video, I can send it right to YouTube, and I know I can send it to Facebook, and I'm almost positive I can send it to YouTube. So it works really well. So anyways, back to what I was talking about. You really have to have Windows 8 if you get a Windows Phone 8, because it really requires it in order for you to take advantage of the Xbox Music Live, the Xbox Music. You've got to be able to somehow get the music onto the phone, unless you're going to download directly from the phone, and you can do it that way. I did it. I'm thinking, well, you know, how can I put my music from Xbox Music onto the device? Because I wasn't sure how you do it. And a little confusing because it nowhere in the Xbox Music did it have any place to, you know, add it to your phone. So I'm like, you know, what's going on here? Why can't I find where to put it? A little confusing. I found out how to, for those of you that don't know how to set it up, and if you want to know if you're using Xbox Music for the first time, you need to go to Xbox Music, and you've got to go to support, and then it's under, I think it was under support and devices. You need to remove your devices from the account off your old Zune account. It's done through Xbox Music. Remember on the Zune software, they allowed you to have 3 devices and 3 computers, right? Well, it's still the same with Xbox Music. The only difference is now on Zune you could remove 1 device, 1 computer a month. Now you can remove 2. You can either add or remove 2 devices or 2 computers in a month. So it's better. They should have made it 3, because I have 3 devices and 3 computers that have to be removed. So I'm going to have to I got to get a hold of Xbox Music and have them clear the list. Mine's all set. My phone, well, it's not showing on the Zune. It's still showing my old one, but I got to get them to clear the list. My computer's all set. My computer's now showing to download So I'm all set there. And I downloaded my first album tonight. And it's a little tricky. I went to the artist. I found it only has like a few of his albums around the side. And you got to click more, what is it, more artist or more album. I think it's more artist. And the rest of the albums show up. So I found an album that I wanted to download. It was brand new by an artist named Brian White, country artist. And I downloaded a brand new Christmas album that he's got out. It's got like 5 or 6 songs on it. You click download. I thought I was downloading just one song. No, you download the whole entire album. So I downloaded it. I'm like, okay. Now where do I put this? It needs to go over to the device. I'm like, how do you put it on the device? I'm looking around. I couldn't find it. So in order to put your music on this device right here, my nice red Lumia 920 from AT&T. Let me tell you, I did what most people have done. My plan, I had Verizon, and my plan was going to be up in January, and I just didn't want to wait that long, and I didn't want to wait 6 months to see if Verizon would get this phone after AT&T doesn't have the exclusive anymore. So I dumped Verizon and I went over because I was eligible for an upgrade on the phone, and we were thinking about taking the Nokia Lumia 822, and my wife even said, you don't want that, you really want the 920. She was, I know you do, and she was right. This is the phone I wanted. So what did I do? I went after my own heart and I went and got the phone that I really wanted. I did it. I dumped Verizon. It's going to cost me $195 for the early termination fee for all 3 phones because my plan was running out in January 2013, so it won't be too bad. They say that the lowest your early termination fee will go is $65 until your plan ends. So I dumped it early. I owe $65 for each phone, so it's $195. I'll take it. I got my nice red Lumia right here. Look at this, baby. Oh, yeah. I love my phone. Oh, God. But anyways, back to where I was at. Sorry about that. I can't help it. This phone is just so awesome. The only thing it's missing, and my brother was smart because he decided to get the Nokia Lumia 820, and the reason why was because, don't ask me why Nokia did not do it, but this phone only has 32 gigabytes of memory for storage in it, and the 820 has 8 gigabytes of storage with a micro SD card slot. Well, let's see. My brother was here at my house yesterday, and I took his SIM card out of his old one of these. Remember this? Remember BlackBerry? I took his SIM card out of this, 16 gigabyte. So now he went from 8 gigabytes to 16. And if you look, the 820 is actually a better buy because when you first went on to AT&T's website, or you looked at it on Nokia's website, what did it say? It told you this had 32 gigabytes of storage, and that the 820 had 8 gigabytes of storage with an SD card slot, expandable to 32 gigabytes max, right? Nope. Go look at it now. If you haven't looked lately, go over to either Nokia's website or go to AT&T and look at the 820. The 820 is now expandable to 64 gigabytes. Yes, I love it, but I was not willing to sacrifice the nice 920, the look of this phone. I was not willing to sacrifice to get it, to have that kind of storage. Good deal on the phone. If you go to AT&T's website, they will show you the price of this phone as $99.95. If you go and look at the 820, it's $49.95. And a little tip for you, for those of you who don't have a Windows phone, or if you do, I downloaded an app for my old phone, and I've had it for several months now. And you can go to their website. So if you don't have a phone, go to Windows Phone Central and go look. That's where I get all my Windows Phone up-to-date stories and stuff right from Windows Phone Central. I get everything I need to know about the Windows Phone. They tipped us off about a week ago. If you go to Walmart.com and go look at the AT&T phones on Walmart's website, it's an online deal only. You go to Walmart's website and look. They list this phone for $49.95 with a new contract or an upgrade price. And the 820 is... Have any of you ever seen the movie called Just Go With It? Remember the guy on there? Well, when they went on the trip to Alaska, he called himself Dolph Lundgren. Well, what did he say when they were in the airport? Dolph has $0. So guess what? The Nokia Lumia is $0. Right, sweetie?
Yeah, yeah.
So I says, geez, you know what? Other people commented to that, and they said that if you go to AT&T and tell them how much you can get the phone from Walmart for, that they'll match the price, but you got to tell them. I said, well, you know what? I'm not going to take a chance with that, because what if I tell them they don't believe me? So what I did was, I went to Walmart.com, went to Windows. I went and found under brand Windows Phone. So it showed all the Windows phones on that page. It showed the 820, the 920, the T-Mobile Fire, 810, and did it show the Verizon 822? It might have. It showed the HTC 8X and the HTC 8S. So what I did was I left it on that page. I didn't click on any particular phone. I printed out that whole page that showed all the phones. I stapled the two pages together. I had to print out. Now you got to do this too. If you're with another company and you're going over to AT&T, you'll make it a lot easier for them if you print out your account information from whoever you're with, whether if it's Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, Metro PCS, whatever you have. If it's other than AT&T, print out the page that shows your account number, and then the page that shows your billing address and all that. So I did that, and I took it along with me, and I had to call 3 stores before I finally was happy with one of the stores. I called the store that's about 10 minutes from my house. It's in Falmouth, Massachusetts, and the guy kind of seemed kind of rude on the phone. So I told him I was coming down, and I called another store because let me tell you what the deal is. I got the red, my brother wanted the black, and my wife wants the yellow. The yellows right now are not, the yellow and the cyan is not available in the AT&T stores. They're available for order only. So if you want a yellow or a cyan, don't go to that store thinking you're going to get the phone when you go there, because they're going to tell you they have to order it. We went the day before yesterday and got our phones. My wife is still stuck on the Verizon account till her phone comes in. They did offer me to give me a phone to use until hers came in, but they said it was only going to take like 24 to 48 hours for the phone to come in. It hasn't come in yet. I checked on the status today. It still says processing order. So it hasn't shipped yet, no tracking numbers. So we're a little disappointed, so I might call the store tomorrow and see if they'll give us that deal where they'll let us use a phone until her new one comes in. That way we can get her old phone off the Verizon account, and then we'll go from there. So I called another store, over in Wareham, Mass, South Wareham, Mass, they told me nope. All they had was the red, black, and white. He didn't tell me anything more. Okay, thanks, and I hung up. So I used to go to this store. It's up in Plymouth, Mass. And if you guys remember, if you've ever heard of Plymouth, Mass, what would you think of? There's a big rock sitting down inside of a like a rectangular shaped cement walls. It's got an opening where water washes in. You remember the Pilgrims? Remember learning that in history? Learning about the Pilgrims? Well, that's where the Pilgrims landed, was Plymouth, Mass, and this store happens to be in Plymouth. Right down the road a little ways from where the Pilgrims landed. I went to that, I called them, and they told me on the phone, I got the manager on the phone who I spoke with, and he told me that, I says, have you guys had any of the yellow phones? And he goes, let me check on that. He goes, I don't believe, no, we haven't. He goes, let me look on it. He goes, no, he goes, you have to order that phone if you want it. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, sweet. I said, okay, well, I'll be coming down. I'm on my way down. Takes me like, I don't know, about maybe a half hour to get to that store from my house. So I went and picked up my brother, had a family outing. Whole family went. My mother wanted to go, so we all got in the car and drove over to Plymouth and went in and spent 2 hours in the store and got our phones, except for my wife. She's waiting for a yellow, and I'll keep checking. I'm going to call them tomorrow, like I said. So we've been real happy with the phones and stuff. So anyways, to get back to what I was doing. So trying to figure out how to put music on this phone, and not making any sense. I'm looking through all of the Xbox music service, nothing. I'm like, well, let me go. I wanted to try something, because now you know with the Zune music you could rip CDs to that in an MP3 format and all that. Well, that's what I wanted to do. I had a CD that I need to re-rip, because when I went to Windows 8 from Windows 7, I did a full install, and so one of the CDs that I had ripped just recently, I had to re-rip it into here for Windows 8. So I went over to the media player and I ripped the CD and got the music on there, and that's all set. How's that saying go? Meanwhile, back at the farm. Well, meanwhile, back at the farm, while I was on the media player, I was trying to find where you rip CDs, and the tab is not there. It says play, burn, or sync. And, of course, my son's trying to tell me, oh, you got to go to sync, and then rip will show up. I says, no, that's for syncing onto a device, you know, like this, you know, anything that's like an MP3 player or anything like that. Well, I went to sync, and I look, and I'm like, hey, sweetie, guess what? And she goes, what? I says, I found where to put the music on the phone. And she's like, oh, really? Where's that? I says, the media player. You sync your music with the Windows media player. You know that media player that they've had since XP? Or no, before that. Windows 95 it started. And when it was Windows 95, remember it was this like little, you opened it up and it was like a little square box like this, and didn't have much to do with it. I don't even think you could rip CDs into that. I think all you could do was play them. Right? Then 98 got a little better, but was pretty much the same. 2000 got a little better. XP got a lot better. It started off as Windows Media Player. I believe it was Windows Media Player 7 with XP. Then they went to Windows. Then they went to Windows. They went to, when Vista came out, they went to Windows Media Player 8. And then, somewhere along the lines, now we're at Windows Media Player either 10 or 11, I think, or 12. I don't know where we're at now. I haven't checked. I gotta look and see which version I have in Windows 8. It's got to be either 11 or 12. They're still using that timeless, age-old Windows Media Player. Remember for a while there, they experimented with having a music service connected to that, and I forget what they called it, where you could download music and then sync it onto a device. And that didn't last too long. I don't even think it lasted a year if it did. I don't remember. I did have a subscription to it. Then when Zoom came out, I switched over to that, and I was using that. So there it is. You use the Windows Media Player to sync the music to your device. Let me give you a little tip, a little warning. When you get your phone, if you do get one, no matter what phone you're using, whether if it's the 920, the 820, the Lumia 822, the 810, which no matter which version you have of the Windows Phone, a little tip for you. I read this online. It has the cloud service. When I turned my phone on for the first time, walking out of the store, I went into Xbox Music, and let me show you this, right? So, let me turn this over a little bit. Okay. Wish I could turn this down a little bit for you because the contrast a little bright. But anyways, if you come into music, if you can kind of see this, all my music is right here. Everything that's on my external hard drive that I have, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. I have an awesome external hard drive. All my music that's on this computer showed right in this phone after I walked out of that store. Well, this music right here is what's on what they call the cloud. A little warning to the wise. Be careful, because if you listen to music on the cloud, other than being in your home, if you're out in your car driving down the road, or you're out jogging along the Cape Cod Canal, where you're not getting any Wi-Fi, that music on the cloud uses data when you're listening to it. Nice concept. If they brought back, like Sprint has, Sprint's the only one that has true unlimited data still. Everyone else charges you for data packages. Be really careful because you burn up your data. The guy that posted on a website online said within the first month he blew through his data already because he didn't know about it. And guess what happened? He only had 200 megabytes of data, which is kind of stupid on his part, but he blew through all his data in a short time. So bear in mind that this phone does use a lot of data. It uses, not a lot, but it uses data when you're listening to the music from the cloud. I don't know how much it uses. I've only done it briefly. I don't know. I've got a real good package. For those of you that are looking to switch to AT&T from Verizon to get this phone, if you haven't done it yet, because you want to wait till your plan is completely up before you do it, let me tell you what. I got the same plan that Verizon offered me for a little bit cheaper money. Not a lot, but a little bit. They offered me 6 gigabytes of data. It's a share everything plan. It's 6 gigabytes of data. I got unlimited talk and text. So I got a real good deal on the talk and the text. And I got 6 gigabytes of data. 3 phones, $195 a month. I was paying $234 a month through Verizon, unlimited text, unlimited data, and I was sharing 700 minutes a month for the making, for talk. So, by all means, take that plan to share everything. If you're with Verizon and you're going to stay with them and you're going to take the 822, they have the same plan. It's share everything, and it's $200 a month for 3 phones. If you've got less than that, I think it's like around $90 to $100 for one phone. So it's a real good deal. Take it, because then if you've got if you've got other devices you want to connect like I do, I've got a Windows tablet that I put Windows 8 into. Originally I had Windows 7, and my wife has a Amazon Kindle, which she's going to get. I'm going to get the new Microsoft Surface tablet, and my wife's going to take my old tablet for the time being. Eventually I'm going to get her a Windows Surface tablet. So I'll be able to share it. You can share up to 10 devices off of that plan, and both offer the same. AT&T and Verizon both offer that you can share up to 10 devices off of that plan. So it's a really good deal. So make sure you take a decent data package. I took the 6 gigs. I was paying $234 a month as it was, with the taxes. So it's going to be $195 a month through AT&T, and plus the taxes. So it'll probably wind up to be around, I'm saving probably about $20 altogether, so it's a good deal. And I got the phone I wanted. Look at this. Right? Red Lumia. Here it is. Nice. Hard case. Hard to destroy. I love this phone. So I got what I wanted, and I got a decent plan. 6 gigabytes of data should last me. They told me that I was only using, what was it, around either a little under or a little over a gig of data on Verizon. Even though it was unlimited, they could still see my usage. So I wasn't using a lot. So 6 gigabytes between the three of us should be fine. And I run a computer business out of my house, so if I'm home, I'm on my Wi-Fi, I'm all set. Oh, and that's the other thing I have to tell you is, keep this in mind too. If you're listening to music on the cloud outside your house, away from your router, and when you come home, if you're still listening to that music and you walk in the house and your phone automatically connects to your router or your Wi-Fi, keep this in mind. It does not switch from AT&T's data over to your Wi-Fi. It stays on that data. You have to close out the connection, shut your music off, close it out, and go back into it, and then it'll stay on the Wi-Fi for the whole time that you're in the house. They do have, now that the guy that posted that said that Microsoft needs to put out an update for this phone to take care of that. Because it's a problem. Well, it's not. If you go on your phone, go into the store, go look for an app that is called Keep It Alive. It'll have a title under it that says Buy CPR, or it says CPR. So you're thinking of,
life-saving.
Yeah, you're thinking of life-saving, like giving somebody CPR. It's not. It's a disguise for that app. Go into the app and download it. What it does is it keeps your Wi-Fi alive when you're using it. So like if you go out somewhere and you're listening to the music on the cloud, and then you come home and you walk into the house, it's going to automatically switch you to Wi-Fi because it's going to keep that Wi-Fi alive. So now you won't have to worry about burning your data up by doing that. So keep that in mind. Please do that. And you'll be all set. So I wanted to tell you about that because it's real important. You don't want to burn your data up by listening to music on the cloud. And there is a way to shut it off. If you want to shut cloud services off, let me come into the phone real quick. Go into Xbox Music. Go down to the bottom. Go to Settings. And right here, you'll see one right here. It's kind of hard to see. I really need to do this. The settings need to be cut down. It's hard to see, but if you read it right here, it's the second one down. It says Xbox Music cloud collection, you can actually turn that off so that it will not use the music on your cloud. So you don't have to worry about burning your data. So you can take care of that. So if you're worried about using up your data because you think you might be using the cloud and you're not sure, turn it off. You can easily turn it back on. Just go back into settings and turn it back on, and you're all set. Okay, so now that I told you about that, just watch your data real close. Make sure you're not burning a lot of data playing on the cloud. So I told you how you can add music with the Windows Media Player. I created a playlist of Christmas music. I added it to the phone. Okay, so I go Xbox Music. I click in here. And I go into Music. I scroll over and I look at Playlists. There's no playlist listed here. It just lists Harp Tuner, which is a guitar tuner app that I bought. So I'll be able to tune my guitar right with my phone. That's all it shows in here. After looking into my phone, I found where those playlists went after I ripped them from the media player. Remember, Nokia just started up their own music service? Lo and behold, I went down to Nokia Music. I opened the app up. Once I arrived in the app, I scroll over. Let me see here. There's store. No, let me see. Okay. Okay. I'm here on the welcome screen, and it says My Music. I click this. Bingo. There's all the songs that I added in a playlist. They're here under the Nokia Music. So this is where I put it. And if I want to play these songs, I can play them from right here. So this is where I put it, was in the Nokia Music. So if you're wondering where the music goes, it puts it here on the Nokia Music is where it's at. So it's good. They're here. And it works pretty much like the Zoom player did. You've got songs. You can shuffle all. Shows all the different songs. You got albums. You do have artists. It does show playlists, and it just shows those harp tuners. I don't know why the name of the playlist that I added to the phone doesn't show in the playlist, but I'll have to play with it and figure it out. So there you go. That's how you get music onto your phone. I'm going to keep looking. There might be another way to do it through the Xbox Music Service, but I haven't found one yet. If anybody's watching this video and you know how to do it, do me a favor. Comment down the bottom and let me know if you found a way to do it, because I haven't. I've only done it through the media player. So just let me know so I'll know what to do with it. And I gave my old Windows phone away to a friend of mine. She came and picked it up today, and she went to Verizon to go turn the phone on. Well, I just ported my number over to AT&T. I had to call Verizon tonight because she couldn't get the phone turned on. They said that phone was still active under my number. It won't work under my number. She can't make phone calls with it, but so I had to call Verizon to find out what the scoop is. It turns out my number won't be fully released off of that phone until the end of my billing cycle. My billing cycle ends at the end of the month. So when it does, then she'll be able to go over to Verizon and activate the phone. She's happy. She's going from she's really excited and can't wait to use it. She had a smartphone today. I didn't see what it was, but I got a feeling it's an Android phone. She's going from an Android to a Windows, and she's all excited. So it was really nice to see. So she's not going to be able to do that till the end of the month, but she'll be cool with it. And I'll tell her, let me know when you get it activated, and I'll help her get the phone set up. I can show her a few tips on what to do. I think maybe I'll do her a video and post it on her timeline so she'll be able to see it. So she'll know what to do. But so there you have it. There's my my awesome 920. I know you people are drooling. You want this phone. If you can wait till your plan runs out, go get it, baby. It's awesome. I love this phone. I'm so glad I did it. I downloaded all of my apps from my old phone onto the new one, and it's working great. I love this red Nokia Lumia. I've got the screen protector on the front. It comes with a screen protector for the back, so it's protected on both sides. Fantastic. So if you can, grab this 920. It was worth it. I got my 2 charging pads coming, the red one and the yellow one for my wife, and they're on back orders. As soon as they get them in, they'll ship them. I got all the time in the world to wait. I can charge it off of my USB cord that comes with it. I've got a 12-port USB strip that's about this long that I got off of from a website called cyberguys.com, and it was $24.95 for the strip, and it's got 12 USB ports on it, and it comes with a power adapter. I've got it plugged into regular house current, and I've got my phone right next to my bed. I've got the wire laying right there, so when I go to bed at night, I plug my phone in and it's charging all night right off of that port. My wife's got hers plugged into that port, so it's worth it. If you want something to charge your phone off of, multiple items, then you can do that with that. It's got 12 ports on it. It's fantastic. You can shut off 6, or you can shut them all off. I've got them all turned on. I don't have to, but I do. So it's nice. It gives me a lot of ports to, run off of. So it's good. So there you have it. You see it. Lumia 920, AT&T. There it is. Look at that awesome screen. Oh my God, I've already got this thing. I pretty much got it set up the way I want my tiles. All my contacts are right here. Fantastic. I got Skype right at the top. Skype's already in. I'm using it. Oh, I love it. I did a Skype call with my cousin today, and he said the video looked nice and clear. So he was impressed. So there we go. Nokia Lumia 920 from AT&T. If you don't have one, go get it, baby. I love it. I love it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. It's as good as they say it is. It really is. It really excites me to know that I have this phone. I have it right here in my hands. My wife will be on its way, and she will be happy. So that's it. I'm out of here, Cowboy or Glenn. See you later, guys. It was nice doing this video for you, showing me off my red Lumia 920. See you, everybody.